Antisocial personality disorder is the most heavily untroubled disorder. Many people think that ASPD only deals with not wanting to talk to people, but that is false. It deals with many other things than that. They fear and feel little. Take Ariana Hickman's story, for example. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Top Crime Show. Today we will be reviewing Ariana Hickman, who has been charged multiple times with petty theft and public crimes. Now, as you know, most people with antisocial personality disorder have came from a lower income home and have suffered with neglection and abuse. Would you like to give me some background about your daughter?
I adopted her whenever she was about 5 years old, and she came from an abusive home. Her mom and her dad just weren't good parents. They were both addicted to drugs pretty bad. They didn't take care of her. She was malnourished. Just in general, a horrible situation for a child, and ever since I've gotten her, she's just been really troubled.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I'm hoping she gets better. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you. Ariana, it's time to eat dinner. Honey, did you hear me?
Yes.
Ariana.
Don't touch me.
Honey, what's wrong?
Don't touch me!
15 minutes late. Miss Ariana Hickman.
Can we get this over with? I'm only here because I'm forced to be.
You do know that you've been diagnosed
Are
with...
those your kids?
Yes, they are.
They about ugly as you.
You do know that you've been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I can diagnose you now that you're 18.
I don't care.
Are you close with your mom or dad? Do you have a best friend?
Nope. I have issues with friends, and I don't trust my parents either.
So, how was high school and middle school for you?
Well, I remember one time I stole money from my teacher, and my friend told on me, so I fought her. Yeah, I used to get so mad and angry when I was at school. That's why I stopped going.
Stop going. Well, how are you feeling now?
Impatient, angry, annoyed. Oh my gosh! Hurry, throw it over your left shoulder. Hurry, hurry, hurry!
Excuse me, you're fine. Nothing.
No, you're gonna get bad luck! Oh my god, hurry!
God, so I see you believe in superstition and you're paranoid.
Shut up.
Can you tell me about her childhood or, stuff that happened?
She grew up in an abusive home. Her mom and dad fought all the time. Whenever I adopted her, she was just skin and bones, and she was just covered in bruises. It was really sad to see the conditions that she grew up in.
Well, what about her daycare, like school and child, daycare? You know how kids are at daycare. How was that?
I used to get calls all the time when she was younger just about her being mean to other children, hitting them and biting them, and just being mean to them in general.
Wow, that's serious. Do you think this has anything to do with her development of her mental illness that she has right now?
I definitely do, but I just want her to get better, and I want her to know that I'm here for her and I love her, and I just want her heart to grow with love and joy again.
Oh, I so understand. Well, thank you, Emily, for being with us.
Yeah, and I told her not to come for me, and she still did, so that's a problem.
You have to stop fighting, Ariana.
No, I ain't gonna stop.
Let's go. Ariana, did you steal this?
Still what?
Is this the first time that you've stolen things?
Nah.
Go put it back right now.
No, I ain't putting nothing back.
Ariana, go put it back right now.
Are you gonna make me?
Go.
Ari!
What? Hi, yes. I want to report a theft.
I've stolen many things, and I've had multiple write-ups about substance abuse.
Yeah, but that's the past. There's nothing now you can do to fix it, so...
You're right, but we can fix the future. So tell me, have you been feeling any certain way towards anyone or anything?
Angry. What's new?
The type of therapy that will be used today is cognitive behavioral therapy. Now, this is the most effective therapy. This helps the counselor identify the presenting issue of the patient. Now, behavioral therapy was established in the 1950s and the 1960s. Ariana's crime and thefts, we will also be using operant conditioning, which is what B.F. Skinner used with positive and negative reinforcement.
Before we begin, I want you to write down some things that bother you. Okay. I'm here to listen. Maybe it's not you that's issue. Maybe it's what you've gone through. It seems to me that you've been in a home with violence, and maybe you observed that behavior and you've been using it on others.
Yeah, I'm not angry with my adopted mom. I'm more angry with my biological parents. Because that lack of trust versus mistrust hit me hard, and I have caught myself lying a lot. I'm always paranoid. I'm violent. And at times I feel a small sense of guilt, but most times I don't.
It seems to me that you have antisocial personality disorder. It's rare for women to have it, so I'm surprised that you do. It's more prevalent in men by 2%. What I want you to do is try to be good and remember the agreement that we had. Do good things, and whenever I hear about it, you'll be rewarded. Let's try this and see if it or how it goes. To help with your anger, I'm going to prescribe you a medicine called Phyton, which will help you reduce your anger and bad behavior. Now, could you tell your mom to come in?
Miss Emily, I'm glad you could come back here. I finally found out what's wrong with her.
What's going on?
Well, you see, she's been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. Now, this may explain the violence and the lies that she's been telling and all the bad things she's been doing.
Is there anything else that could contribute to that?
Yeah, of course. Well, I remember her telling me that she grew up in a neglectful home, dealt with abuse, and her family weren't like the richest. They grew up in poverty, and most people who deal with low socioeconomic homes, they tend to develop antisocial personality disorder, along with, child abuse and all that stuff because it messes up their brain.
What about associated features?
Well, she has been doing illicit drugs. She told me, and she's been drinking, and she may have many sexual partners, and that tends to be a very likelihood into this case. But I didn't want to ask her that because I didn't want to make her uncomfortable. Now, as she gets older as a parent, she may be an irresponsible parent, not know how to take care of her kids. She may become homeless, developing on how her life toes or if she gets better, So, you did say she did have conduct disorder when you got her, or she was diagnosed with it, correct?
Yes, she was diagnosed.
That's what I thought. Children have a higher likelihood of developing ASPD if they were diagnosed with conduct disorder. So, yeah.
Have you ever seen this in a more serious case?
Oh, of course. Yes, I talked to this kid named Charlie, and I had him in my office a few months ago before he was sent to prison. Juvie. He did a major crime and he killed somebody. Now, he had no guilt, no remorse, or nothing on his face. You could tell he just lacked empathy. It was crazy. In his background, he was neglected. He had no friends, no close relationships. Mainly all the things that you would see on a normal child's ASPD stuff. So, thankfully, that's not the case with Ariana. Even though she did come from an abusive home, she has a great adoptive mom in front of her.
Okay, well, I appreciate you giving me the time to talk today.
Yes.
And I'm praying for her to get better.
Yes, I am. My pleasure. This is what I do for a living. But I just wanted to tell you that I signed your daughter up to have some medicine, and this will help lower her bad behavior and her anger. It's called Fentanyl, and I am going to give it to you, and she's supposed to take 2 doses a day. And if you would give this to your doctor, that'd be great.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
To the back. To the side. Nope, the other side. To the front. Name?
Ariana Hickman.
Every turn I take, every trail I track, every path I make, every road leads